As a full-time content creator in the bike space, I take a lot of videos and photos from my bike. I love being able to share my biking experiences with the ultimate goal of helping people bike more and worry less. And the goal of this video is to share with you the 3 cameras that I use every single day when I'm documenting my biking experiences. If you're new here, hey, welcome. I'm Arleigh with Bike Shop Girl. I once owned a bike shop and now I'm shifting how you move with biking and transportation. I share a lot of my bike rides and biking experiences either on social media or here on YouTube. Those experiences are either showing you bike routes or telling you about a bike or a product. And I get a lot of questions about what camera people should buy to start documenting their biking experiences. There are 3 cameras that are always with me to document those bike rides and experiences. So today, this video is all about that. The first camera that I have with me all the time, and you probably do too, is my phone. This is the iPhone 11 Pro Max. I went with the Pro model because it has the 3 cameras and that ultra wide angle. For social sharing, for quick snippets, this is always nearby and I always have it ready. I've really perfected the click and swipe to get to my camera really quickly. And I've done my best to look for accessories to make this easy to do. So the pros for using your phone is convenience, portability, quick, easy upload to social media. The cons will be it's fragile. You know, I don't want to drop this when riding 20 to 30 miles an hour down the road, and I'm just bringing it out when I feel safe to ride one-handed. The other con is going to be the footage you get out of this is not going to be as crispy, and while it might say it's 4K, the type of pixels it's using is not as big as some of the other cameras I'm going to talk about today. So it's fine for social, it's fine for YouTube, but it's not the best you can get. But no matter what, this is on me, and some of my clips that have done really well just been from this. And I know a lot of folks that make really great content with just using their phone. Just make sure you're uploading your footage and photos to something like Google or Dropbox so it's backed up and you can delete it from the phone. On my phone right now is the Peak Design mobile case. This is a new ecosystem from Peak Design, which is a camera accessory company. And this little square right here is how it attaches to all their accessories. And the one that I was most interested in was the bike mount. And I love that with one hand, I can push the little magnetic release and have this in my hand really quickly. And then when I need to put it back on, it just clicks in magnetically super fast. I was using the quad lock, and 2 things, I hated having to like twist it and like deal with the on and off. And I really didn't like the phone case. This phone case is nice and trim, and their accessories are useful in other things. I haven't received all the accessories yet, but I'm personally excited about their tripod mount and a few other things. So when all the accessories are in, I'll post a review. So this is typically on my handlebar. The other place I keep it is in my backpack shoulder strap with my right hand with one unzip. Even the 11 Pro Max fits in nice and easy and doesn't get stuck with this case. So this is my first recommended camera. Get a good cell phone. Moving on to my next camera. The GoPro Hero 10 specifically. This is typically with me, and it normally has this little wind muff on it to get the best audio. If you've watched any of my riding and talking to camera, it's typically with the GoPro. And I upgraded to the Hero 10 because it just is a more stable GoPro. It doesn't give me the black screen of death. I don't have to pull out the battery every once in a while. The Hero 9 is still a great camera. If your paycheck does not require your video footage to always be there, I think the Hero 9 is just great. Let's talk about the main advantages of the GoPro over the phone. The first is gonna be the quick capture. So if I have this red button right here set up, if I click it once, it turns on and starts capturing video. This is key when I'm out and I either wanna quickly talk to camera or I wanna capture something, maybe something on the road, maybe something on the trail, my friend's doing something cool. That quick capture is why I carry the GoPro. My phone is fairly quick, but it's a tap, it's a swipe, it's another swipe to get to video, and then you have to click it to start. This, just that big red button. The next thing that is a huge upgrade is gonna be your footage quality. First, you have a bigger lens, so it's just gonna capture much better in lower light, capture more detail. And then this is all just a camera, so it's not trying to shove a lot of other things like it is in a phone. The next huge pro is that it is a dedicated camera. I can keep it rigged up exactly like this with it on the GoPro little mini tripod selfie stick, and it's just ready to go. The other two ways that I use the GoPro will either be a chest mount when I'm mountain biking, and then the last way I use it is hanging out of my mouth with this bite adapter. And that gives you a really unique point of view because you can see my hands, especially if you're in a wide angle shot. And the last thing, this is fairly durable. I have dropped it a few times. I also have broken GoPros where the screen breaks, and for a while this little lens cover was not replaceable. It is now, but if you're clumsy, if you're doing some type of sports or activities that this may get dropped, you probably want to have a cover. And then I pack when I'm traveling a couple extra lens covers. So the GoPro Hero 10, I've created a lot of content just using the GoPro system. The mic is okay, it's not amazing, but it does okay, especially with this wind muff. A lot of people ask me, what is the first camera they should get to document their bike rides? And I would say a GoPro Hero 9 or Hero 10. And this could just be my only camera and I would be okay. It wouldn't be the best quality, but it would get the job done for sure. The last camera is something that I added this year, and it's definitely not a necessity, but it's really cool. And that is the Insta360 One X2. This is a 360 camera, meaning there's two very wide angle lenses, one on each side, and then the software kind of stitches those together. And what this allows me to do is mount it to my handlebar, sticking out away from me, and capture everything around me. It's capturing in front of me, on the sides, above. I can also put it on a long selfie stick and capture out beside me or get a view of me biking without somebody riding next to me. And then afterwards, I pull the footage into the Insta360 program on my computer and decide which angle I want. And maybe I want to show multiple angles, trim those pieces and have a lot of different angles to show. If you look at any of my rides around Durham, this is probably the camera that's showing out in front of me and the route that I'm taking. The last thing I really love about this camera is how stable it is. So because it's 360, it can pull from a lot of information and decide how to stabilize your footage. So when I've mountain biked, I've actually put this on my handlebar and the footage looks like I have a gimbal, which is a stabilizer on my camera. I have a few friends that have added this to their handlebars with the stick sticking up, kind of sticking towards traffic, but not into traffic. And it's getting a view of what's happening in front of them, behind them, and to the side of them, so they can show how the road is, if there's unsafe drivers, and storytell a little bit more for bike advocacy. And I think they just use their phone to edit and pull down quick clips and share them to social media. Some folks are also getting into YouTube to share their rides and routes. And I love this camera for it because you don't have to think about what your shot's gonna look like. You just hit record and decide after. The downfalls are gonna be the process takes a lot longer than if you're pulling a snippet from like a GoPro, because you have to reframe it, decide what you're gonna do, and then save it. The second thing is gonna be the footage isn't as amazing as a GoPro. You have super wide angle lenses that will capture a lot of sun flare, or if it's not bright enough, it doesn't do as well in low light. The footage isn't as crispy because it doesn't do well in that low light or shadows of mountain biking, but it's so stable, almost too stable. So like when I'm on a road that's really rough, I might want to show that it's rough, and this stabilizes it. But I absolutely love adding this to my handlebar or out to the side to show what's around me or show unique angles of people riding on their bike. Those are the three main cameras that I use. I have been testing out two other ones. The first is the Insta360 Go 2. I posted a review about that a couple weeks ago, so I'll link to that below. Super small, compact camera. To me, it's an addition to those other three. It's not gonna replace any of those for me, but I will say that it is so small that it might get footage that you wouldn't be able to get otherwise. I just throw it in my bag now, but the amount of times I actually use it is pretty low unless I have a specific shot in mind. So for me, it doesn't replace the GoPro Hero 10 for sure, but if you're looking to get a unique shot or have something small with you all the time, check out the Insta360 Go 2. The very last camera I want to share with you is the Sony ZV-1. This is a little camera that I'm testing out to see how it fits into my workflow. And the main reason I'm trying this is because I'm trying to tell more stories and get more interviews when I'm out on my bike rides. So the ZV-1 is a super small point and shoot camera. Takes pretty good video and photo, but the main reason I'm testing it out is you can plug in an external microphone, and I'm getting much better audio. And because it has a fancier lens than say my GoPro or the phone, I'm getting a little bit more depth in my video, and it just looks a little bit more polished. The second reason is I don't always want to carry my big camera around, either because I'm trying to pack lightly or I'm going somewhere that isn't someplace I want to take a $5,000 camera setup. What inspired me to pick this up was a friend of mine, Ryan Van Duzer, who just puts out these amazing films, very documentary style storytelling. He's either talking to the camera or he's interviewing somebody. And he carries around a fancier version of this, the RX 105 or 6. His GoPro, and then a drone. And he travels all over the country by bike, documenting his experience. And the audio just sounds so good. And using this for a lot of the more cinematic footage just looks really crisp. And he's actually been downsizing. So he used to have a bigger camera that he carried around with him. And now he just carries around something small like this, the GoPro for talking to camera on the bike, and a drone. Super small, compact setup. So I'm testing this out, see how it works in my workflow. If it works out, I'll post a review and let you know. So those were the three cameras that I carry with me almost all the time. You will do great things with your phone and a GoPro. If you want a unique point of view or not have to think about framing your shot, think about that 360 camera. If you want to start interviewing people or talking to people, look at the Sony ZV-1 and an external microphone. I would love to hear from you. What is your favorite cycling camera? Let me know below, and let me know what you would like covered, if it's accessories, if it's actual workflow of how I go out and do this. And I'll do my best to make some more videos about this topic because it's something I receive a lot of questions about. And I would love to help you share your biking experiences because your story may be the story that gets somebody else to try biking in your community or your friend circle. All right, that's all I got for today. Thank you for watching to this point. Stay well, stay good, and remember, move for tomorrow.